I was skeptical about this one when I first heard about it. I mean, I've tried a few projectors over the years, and most of them either looked washed out or needed a ton of tweaking just to get decent colors. But this Epson Home Cinema 5040UB? It actually changed my mind. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I picked this up mainly because I wanted something that could handle movies and gaming without breaking the bank. I didn't want to spend 5 figures on a laser projector, but I also didn't want to settle for a dim, blurry image. The 5040UB sits right in that sweet spot where you get real 4K clarity without the insane price tag. And honestly, the difference from my old projector is night and day. First off, the color accuracy is something else. Epson's been using their 3 LCD tech for years, but this model takes it to another level with that ultra-wide DCI-P3 Gamut. I streamed a few Marvel movies in 4K HDR, and the reds in Doctor Strange looked so rich they almost popped off the screen. My wife walked in and said, "Did you get a new TV?" That's when I knew this thing was serious. Then there's the brightness. A lot of projectors struggle in rooms that aren't pitch black, but the 5040UB has 2500 lumens of white brightness and 2200 of color brightness. I tested it during the day with the curtains half drawn, and I could still make out details in dark scenes. That's huge if you're not lucky enough to have a dedicated theater room. Gaming was another surprise. I hooked it up to my PS5, and the 4K enhancement tech upscales games smoothly without that weird lag you sometimes get with cheaper projectors. The HDR10 support also makes highlights in God of War and Cyberpunk feel punchy and alive. I didn't expect a projector to handle fast-moving action so well, but it did. The setup was straightforward too. Epson includes a lens shift and zoom, so you can adjust the image without moving the whole unit. I mounted it on the ceiling, and within an hour I had a 120-inch image perfectly centered. No keystone correction needed, which is a relief after dealing with that frustration on other models. Another thing I appreciated was the built-in speaker. It's not going to replace a proper sound system, but for casual viewing or when guests are over, it's more than enough to carry dialogue clearly. I've watched late-night shows with it and never had to crank the volume. Now, I'll be honest, it's not perfect. The fan noise is noticeable when you're sitting close, especially in quiet scenes. It's not loud, but it's there. And while the lamp life is rated at 5,000 hours in eco mode, that's still something to keep in mind if you plan to use it daily. Replacement lamps aren't cheap, so factor that into your budget. Overall, though, this projector punches well above its weight. If you're looking for a high-quality 4K experience without the premium price, it's hard to go wrong. The colors stay accurate over time, the brightness holds up in mixed lighting, and it just feels solid. I've had it for a few months now, and it's still the best image I've ever gotten from a projector at home. So if you're on the fence, I'd say give it a shot. The link is below if you want to take a closer look. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Epson Home Cinema 5040UB 3 LCD projector with 4K enhancement HDR10, 100% equal color and white brightness, ultra-wide DCI-P3 Gamut, UltraBlack contrast sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like Epson Pro UHD with 4K enhancement technology, 1, and advanced, 3-chip, 3 LCD design actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Epson Home Cinema 5040UB 3 LCD projector with 4K enhancement HDR10, 100% equal color and white brightness, ultra-wide DCI-P3 Gamut, UltraBlack contrast usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.